To get started with your concentric circle illusion, you need to create a border. You can use masking tape and line it on the edges of your paper. You're going to put 4 pieces, 1 for each side, and then make sure you put your name and class code on the back. Once you have your border, you need to get started with your circles. You're going to pick a center point on your paper. It could be the middle of your paper, it could be off to the side, but you need to draw one small circle. After you draw one circle, you're going to create another one around it. You want to keep these circles as evenly spaced as possible. Take your time, draw them really lightly. We need to keep them evenly spaced. So as you draw around, really try your best to make sure that there's the same amount of space around each one of these circles. As they start to get larger, you can spin your paper to make them. If you start to hit the edge of your paper, you need to continue your circle. So if it goes off the page, just pretend like the page continues. You're going to keep these circles going like a bullseye until your page is full of circles that are going around at an equal distance. Once your circles are complete, you're going to use your ruler to create some vertical lines. Start with your center point, so at your small circle, and create an up and down line using your ruler. Really make sure it's straight. You can line the ruler up with the bottom of your paper. Now you're going to use randomly spaced vertical lines across your paper to the left and then to the right. We just want lines that go one direction, but they can be all different spacings. They don't have to go in any certain order. So some can be super, super close together. Some can be really far apart. You're going to fill your page with these lines, and then you'll be ready to move on to Sharpie. Sharpie is what's really going to create your illusion. You need to start on a center line and begin using your Sharpie to fill in one block. Then skip a section and do the one below it or above it. But you are working every other block in one line. So within one line, you're going to fill in one block, skip one, fill it in, skip one, fill it in, skip one. You need to work one line at a time. If you skip around for this version, it will not be successful. It will not work. The edges of your circles might get a little confusing, so you really need to make sure you are working one line at a time. I would recommend starting at the top, working to the bottom. After you fill up one line, go to your next line, outline your box, then carefully fill it in. If you have a larger box, I want you to use the side of your Sharpie to fill it in. Make sure we're keeping this as neat as possible and we're not pushing down too hard with our Sharpie. Once you work all the way towards one direction and fill your page up, then you can spin your paper and continue going the other direction. This is going to take a little bit, but the illusion is what's going to happen once you finish with the Sharpie. The Sharpie is going to be your key part in your illusion, and keeping it neat is very important to this step. Once you finish filling it in, you can very carefully remove your tape, and then you can get ready to put your work on Artsonia.